All right, welcome you guys. Good morning. Welcome to Winning Wednesday Travel Talk with the Travel Bosses. We have all of us present this morning. We are here to talk briefly with you guys today. We want to talk about being a giver, okay? We want to talk about wealth principles on how wealthy people not only become wealthy but how they maintain their wealth. And one of the huge things that wealthy people believe in is being a giver. They believe in acts of service. And so that is an important topic on today. We want to discuss that with people who, like yourself, that are go-getters, who are entrepreneurs. Maybe you desire to become an entrepreneur and free yourself with your plan B, or you are looking for a plan B. This discussion is for you on today. And so before we get too deep into it, we have to, of course, start off with our introduction so you can know who is talking to you on today, right? For those of you who don't know, my name is Angela Stewart, also known as the Travel Plug. I am a wife, a mom of two beautiful teenage daughters. I am a full-time work from anywhere mom, boss. I work from anywhere there's a connectivity, there's a strong Wi-Fi connection. I literally live the laptop Wi-Fi lifestyle. And so I have an extensive background in healthcare before getting to this place where I'm able to work from anywhere. And so I'm going to pass it on over to you, Deneen. Cheryl, why she look astonished?
I always think you would go somebody else besides me first. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what time you are viewing this live. My name is Deneen Thompson Akbarue. I'm a wife. I'm a full-time stay-at-home mother of three beautiful children, 127, 114, and 110. I am a retired United States Air Force veteran. I served more than 21 years on active duty. I am also a licensed massage therapist. I am currently a travel agent business coach. And what that means is, yes, I book travel for myself and for others, but more importantly, I put folks in position to also be their own travel business owner, right? So that means that they are able to create a business and an income and a legacy for their family. And that is the gist of who I am. Miss Kelly, you can go next.
Thank you. So let me go ahead and introduce myself. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Kelly Mandoff, also known as the Travel Diosa. I am also a mom of four incredible children, two which are business owners themselves, so makes me very proud of that. I have a background in telecommunications. I've worked in the corporate world with telecommunications for about 15 years. Then I transitioned into business banking finance, which that is currently my plan A. Quickly got introduced to the travel industry and made that my plan B. So for about 2 years now, I've been a travel business coach and travel business owner. And so I coach and train other people who love travel, also other 9-to-5 workers, that they can also own a business. Don't let your plan A stop your plan B. So that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, Kelly. And the lovely Sean. We would love to hear from you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Rashonda Lynn Boyd. Many know me as Sean. In the travel industry, I am known as Global Girl. I am the all-star mom of 5, 2 adults, 3 teenagers. I have extensive background in mental health as a 1099 worker. That simply means that I went into homes teaching life skills at a home-based business. And that's what gave me flexibility to even want to have my very own business where I coach and train others how to own their very own home-based travel business. And back to you, Angela.
Oh, thank you, Sean. Thank you so much. My apologies for yawning, you guys. I'm lacking caffeine today greatly. I'm so sorry. But you guys, we're going to talk about the different types of wealth. There is how to generate that wealth, so to speak, through acts of service and how to maintain it. And so we will start with first spiritual wealth. Spiritual wealth, in my opinion, this is not limited to any particular denomination and what and all of that and what have you. But when we say spiritual wealth, it's just a overall generalization of being a good total person, a good being. You know, you are centered, you care about others and things of that sort, like nature and the animals and things like that. Like you just a natural overall good person. Spiritual wealth is important to your, in my opinion anyways, it's important to who you are and how you make decisions through your day to day, how you treat others. If you ask me, I find that people a lot of times, the less censored they are, the more angrier they are, the quicker they are to actually respond in anger and frustration when they're not as grounded in like in spiritually as it relates to meditating or whatever that is that they find that they do that helps them find peace within. Because the more peace you have within, I believe that the more peace you'll have outwardly around you in your relationships and work relationships, business, and all of those things. What would you ladies, who would like to go next on just maybe giving an example of how spiritual wealth is important?
I'll go. I believe spiritual wealth is very important because there's a principle of sowing and reaping, and as you reap what you sow. So
Right.
if you're sowing good seeds, good will come back to you.
Mhm.
Not saying that life won't happen, and something bad will happen, but you have a principle and a guide that you are implementing. So that's your receiving, that it's a continuous flow for you to receive good things. Why? Because the same way, if you're a positive being, then guess what, you're gonna always be positive no matter what happens. So in the spiritual giving, it's the law of sowing and reaping.
Mhm.
It's something that people implement because they feel like, I've seen the return of me using this principle haphazardly, whether I am in a different faith or not. This is a principle that I have used and it has actually worked for me.
Right.
Back to you, Angela.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
completely agree with that. The next principle, would anyone else, Deneen or Kelly, did you want to also touch on anything concerning spiritual wealth?
I mean, I'll just say that I think that, in my personal opinion, that um spiritual wealth is not about just acquiring material possessions, right? It's about
Mhm.
Right.
connecting with something greater than oneself. And like we said, it's not like, I don't think it's relegated to just one denomination, right?
Mhm.
I think it's about understanding more about life, and
Mhm.
then being in touch with yourself, right?
Mhm.
Having a gratitude or appreciation for life, right?
Mhm.
Feeling and feeling that you are blessed beyond measure, and you want to share that with other people, right? Learning to live open out loud on purpose, like with an open heart. I think all of that leads to spiritual wealth. It doesn't have to be, some people think that, oh, if I'm spiritually wealthy or that means I give more. That doesn't always, in my opinion, have
Right.
to be. It's about being in the present moment and being in tune with you and like nature and all that
It's an
stuff.
awareness. Yeah, I would
Yes,
say it's like it's an awareness. It's a
yes,
spiritual awareness, definitely.
yes, yes.
Kelly, did you have anything to add concerning spiritual wealth?
Just, I think being positive and putting out that positive energy actually makes it come back to you. And
Right.
so, the more positive you are, if you're around people um, that are positive, naturally you're going to gravitate to that. So I just think, if you pray or if you meditate, whatever you need to do to get in that positive mind
Space.
frame. I
Mm-hmm.
think, positivity, just like a smile, is contagious. So
Mm-hmm.
you can change
Absolutely.
somebody's whole day with that. So
For
just
sure.
staying positive.
And the next form of wealth that is important, in our opinion, would be physical wealth. Physical wealth. We've talked about before that health is the new wealth. So they say today. I believe that health has always been wealth because your physical being, again, is very important. This body of ours, we're only given one, and it is important. It is as good to you as you are to it. And so, if you feed it well, if you properly work out and move your body and all of those things, it makes all the difference on how long you live and the quality of life you're going to live. Because what good is there for you to be here if you're only here suffering, in pain, unable to do X, Y, and Z? You're not getting to maximize and truly enjoy your life. And a lot of times that's lifestyle. And so, physical wealth is very important. I think the awareness of eating well, drinking water, eating our vegetables and our fruits that also is high in a water content, understanding that it's not just about the water, the amount of water you drink, but the type of things that you eat that also helps bring, more water into your body. That's important. Look at her.
Drink water and mind your
On
business.
cue, on cue. But physical wealth is totally important. And so, Deneen, would you like to add to that first? Because I know that's your ministry about
It's-
keeping moving.
I don't know if it's my ministry, maybe it is. I just enjoy it, right? Everybody has heard that old saying, health is wealth, right? A body in motion stays in motion. All those things are not cute little slogans. They real life is for real, right? Health is something that if you don't prioritize it now, you will eventually, right?
Right.
Some people, they don't want to work out. They don't want to, I'm going to eat what I'm going to eat anyway, because I'm going to die anyway. You're right. But you're going to die sooner than later, perhaps,
Right.
if you don't take care of your body. And then for me, when I think about health and in the travel space, I told y'all I'm that girl who likes to go horseback riding and zip lining and ATV and all that stuff, and ropes course and hanging from stuff. I like to do all those things, hiking and yoga and all that stuff. I like to do all those things. Well, I can't do those things if I'm not doing them every day in real life, right? So, and then I have small children and a husband. I got to keep it, together for all of them, right? I can't have the children think they can take me.
Right.
I got to have
That's
it.
important.
I got to have it, together. And you can't have it together by eating fast food, processed foods all the time. It takes your system literally too long to process that stuff through your system, right? So
Yes.
eating things that's more healthy. I ain't saying you got to be a vegan. I ain't saying you got to be a vegetarian. I'm just saying eating food that's more healthy. It just like if you're already going to travel, you might as well be a travel business owner, because it makes sense. It just makes sense to put the right fuel in your body. You wouldn't put diesel fuel in an unleaded tank, because eventually what's going to happen? It ain't going to operate correctly. That's the same thing. You keep putting McDonald's in your body. It wasn't designed to process that through. So eventually it's not going to happen right? It's not going to work right. And then movement, it's just like every system in your body. If anybody ever studied the body, every system in your body needs movement. The lymphatic system is an important system in the body. It has to pump the stuff through, the filter things through. It can't do that if all you're doing is sitting down. Something as simple as a walk around the block is better than running a marathon, right? And I guess since I'm doing all this talking, it might just be my ministry, so I'll let somebody go ahead and start talking.
Who would like, Kelly, you would like to talk about physical wealth?
Yeah, I think health is very important. Just, on your daily mood and what you can physically do. Like Deneen was saying, if you're not putting the right things inside your body, you're not going to be able to, if you have children, you're not going to be out there able to have energy to play with your kids or do simple things. One of the things that I had to do was I had to change my own personal eating. I discovered that I had high blood pressure. And I probably should have known that by the fact that, there were times that I didn't want to do anything else. I did what I needed to do, but I didn't have the energy to do the other things that I needed to do. And really, it affected a lot because, being tired, you don't want to go anyplace. Sometimes that'll affect your mental state as well as not wanting to do certain things. So it was, my decision to, take control of that. So I decided on my own to not go vegan, but I went plant-based. And then I started seeing changes. I started seeing changes in my mood, wanting to do more things. So yeah, definitely what you put into your body and what you absorb as far as, whether it's TV, whether it's, certain people, that all
Music.
affects your life. So
Absolutely. It does indeed. And Sean.
I would definitely say you have to keep it moving in order even to have longevity. You want to make sure that even as you're climbing and excelling, you want to be able to enjoy all the work that you put in and what you're doing. So your life definitely need a balance with health and wealth and even in your physical being, because you want to be able to, make your dreams come true. That's what this lifestyle does. You make your dreams come true and you help others make their dreams come true. So that's what I would say. Having that balance, the physical
If you look at all
balance.
the books we read, all of us are readers. Every single business book we read, every single motivational book we read, every single author in there tells you that they work out and eat right.
exactly.
We gotta stop thinking alike, because I was totally about to touch on that. I was definitely about to say that successful people usually have a healthy lifestyle regimen concerning their working out and their eating habits. Deneen, I was totally about to touch on that. We're always thinking alike. It's so crazy. But yes, I was definitely about to say that is also important to know, that if you desire to be wealthy, know that it is important for you to take a look at your lifestyle, your eating habits. What do you like to eat? What do you what is your working out, regimen looks like? If you don't have one, what are you willing to do to change that? My suggestion to anybody that does not normally commonly work out, I say start at 15 minutes increments. Start there. Everybody, if you start there, you will build yourself up to be able to do 30-minute workout, then eventually 45 minutes, and boom, there you go, you're doing an hour. Once you hit that hour mark, it's easy to beast mode it from there and go past an hour on those times that you may find it necessary or have the energy and want to. It's just not as taxing or difficult to do if you start off that way. And so I've done it. I am good for being consistent and then getting to where I desire to be, get comfortable and fall off. I'm good for that. I have done that unfortunately all my life, being in dance and cheerleading. I get right, I get comfortable, I gain that little weight back, or whatever the case may be. But the best way, I always know how to get it back though. I always know how to get myself back into the spirit of working out. And how I do that is I start with 15-minute workouts. I will do multiple 15-minute workouts in one day to equal an hour. So what is that, like 4 different times? Or with a 15-minute, when it's in the beginning, when you're trying to get back into it, when you've been slacking and fell off and all of that. So physical wealth is important, people. Wealthy people work out and they do care about what they ingest, what they put into their bodies. The next type of wealth I want to discuss is influential wealth. Influential wealth is, in my humble opinion, having the ability or the power of influence. Some people naturally have that power of influence. I can just speak for me. I have always been blessed to have the type of presence that in a room that I just naturally kind of stand out with, even if I don't want to, per se. I have tried to be incognito and just be, chill and be in the corner and not seen so much, and still some kind of way. I'm some kind of way.
It's the energy that you exude. It's gonna just take over the room,
Yeah. So I've learned to accept that is definitely an example of influential wealth. I've been blessed and fortunate to have exude that type of personality where people feel usually comfortable talking to me, divulging deep things with me, or listening to me, because I generally share wisdom. I don't talk about anything I don't know about.
Mhm.
Period. Or what if I don't know about it, I'm the first to raise my hand and say I don't know about that. I'll ask a question. I'm not ashamed of that. But anything I know it well, and I will speak on it if I feel that I can help someone else. So influential wealth is very powerful. There are a number of people that influence my life and lifestyle who helps me today to be a better person. So Sean, what would you like to add or to discuss about influential wealth?
Influential wealth. I really believe that when you have the power to influence people, you're able to, like, you see the potential that they actually have, and you're able to horn in on that to give them examples and strategies, a way, they could conquer those fears, the way they could tear down and shed these layers and just become this, just shine bright. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think about influence. I believe that I just have a natural eye to where I can push people out of their comfort zone.
You most definitely do. You definitely have that. I can second that
Agree.
and say that's your ministry. That is definitely your ministry. That, like, it's a gift. It is definitely like that is naturally what you walk in effortlessly. It causes no additional nothing from you to do that. You just look at one and say, do this, do that, and you want to do it. You understand? Because it's the power of influence and respect. Oh, okay.
Miss
Um,
Siri just intruded. She's listening to us.
wanted to be a part. Just Smooth wanted to be a travel boss too. But definitely, you definitely have the power of influence naturally. That's a gift, and so I love it. I love to be around people who inspire and push me in that way. You give off that type of energy, so I love it. Kelly, would you like to share anything? Have anything to add concerning influential wealth?
I think I have a lot of people that like you said, they confide in you and they just kind of tell you things that normal people wouldn't just, I shouldn't say normal people, just the average person wouldn't just come out and tell you because they
Right.
feel comfortable or connected with you. So I have
Hmm.
a lot of people that feel that way. They give me information or ask my advice about certain things. And so I'm happy that I give off that, comfortable feeling that they can, ask me or confide in me. So
Truly,
that's what I think
I
about.
find it to be it's a for you. You have to be responsible in that position to be an influencer. There is it's so heavily used today that it loses its lack or luster from what it normally the weight that it normally would hold to be an influencer, because everybody today considers themselves an influencer, right, on
Mhm.
social media, and everybody's not necessarily influencing the right things or the right way, but nonetheless an
They
influencer,
have the
right?
chance.
But to be an influencer, to truly be an influencer before social media made it what it is, you one should be responsible in that position. Do you guys
Mhm.
agree? Because it, give an example. In the 90s, I'm gonna take y'all back a little bit. In R&B, we had singers like Brandy and Monica, Aaliyah's and such like that. For
Clean
the
cut.
most part, they cared about being teenagers. They like, it was different. Like, I listened to some old school Brandy the other day and she was singing about sitting up in my room back here
Mhm.
thinking about you. That was 16 music. That was like, it was really good music that a 16-year-old would write and could sing about, right? Today it's not so much like that. So what I'm saying is that influence, back in the day, they cared about influence. It was a big deal for you to be in the music industry young, unmarried, and pregnant. That was a secret. You was snatched up we didn't advertise that and make it like it was okay, because they didn't necessarily want to encourage the next young girl who was looking up to this particular singer or entertainer, and find it appropriate or okay or acceptable to do because of the influence of this singer. So influence it holds a lot of weight. So in my opinion, I feel that if you're going to classify yourself as an influencer, it's also up to you to be responsible with that. Do you guys agree?
Agree. Agree.
I was just Deneen. What would you like to? You look like you want to add.
Well, I'll say that I am a very unassuming person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I became an influencer, I guess, on accident by just being who I am, right?
Right.
I have received a lot of feedback from folks on social media how inspiring this or that is that I say and or do, and I'm like, oh, you read that? Oh, you see that? So I think that it's important that we do take our influence seriously. Now I know there are a lot of people who don't. They just want the shock value, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that you can create positive change by being a positive change in the system,
Mm-hmm.
right? You can
Yes.
you can you can just change the narratives on a whole lot of things. So for me, influence is important, but it came to me as a bit of a shock.
Mm-hmm.
Folks really do think I'm always in awe with people. They think about what I say or do. I'm like, I ain't did nothing special. You that moved you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I'm just being Deneen, but I take it seriously and I put things out there thoughtfully. Nothing is thrown out there haphazardly. Um, I, I feel some kind of way about myself, and that's how I want to represent myself in the public. And I think that because I'm not chasing fame, likes, follows, and all that stuff, that I just want everybody to be well, be safe, and to travel the world. So that's what I think on
That's
influence.
it. I love it. I love it. I concur. And so my next point of wealth I would like to touch on is community wealth. Community wealth. In my opinion, when I think of community wealth, as I grow and become much more wealthier over time, I have lofty goals of how I want to give back to the community. I truly do. I have so many things I really can't leave this world without doing. That's serious for me. So me and God and talk about some things, and so some of those things being is like I have this dream of being able to feed 5,000 families for Christmas during Christmas time or whatever. Eventually, just being at that point and place to comfortably be able to do that, right? Blessing so many single parent families, and notice I did not say single moms, because there are single dads that are raising their children as well, and single parent homes. I want to be able to make Christmas happen for them. And although I'm not one who really care about the gifts and doing all that in my personal household, a lot of families do, though, let's be honest. And so I want to be able to make some little kid smile, make their day, make their Christmas great. I can't wait to do that. So when I think of community wealth, I think about being wealthy, being known from the community because of your works and your service. And again,
Right.
not all of it is finance or whatever. I want to give back to the schools by going to go talk to the children, the young girls. I really have passion for the youth. I want to save them. I want to catch them before they. Amen. Oh, but I want, that is my passion. I really want to go save the youth in that regard. Go give my time back by spending time with the young girls and just leading, directing, guiding, giving them that love, that support that so many of them are not receiving at home. That is the truth. You know, a lot of them are not being hugged, you know, and loved on. My daughter, she is 13, my youngest, and she loves to be loved on by her mother still, and whether her peers are around or not. Amen. That's a blessing, because she
It
said
is.
she has her mind made up that that's their fault that they don't get loved on by their mama and them like that. If they feel some kind of way about you loving on me, that's they bad. Like, you know, she does. That's how she looks at it. She's like, whatever. My mama loves me, and I love, you know. And so saying it to say is that I want to be able to do that for other youth, other children, and things like that. School clothes, you know, I hate seeing children going back to school, especially when the weather changes and they don't have jackets and coats. I dream every year that I can't wait to, as I get, you know, get big enough, get to that space where I can really give back to the communities where they need that. Because I hate seeing those children walking down the street with their shirt, with their hands inside, I mean, their arms inside their shirt, stretching out their shirt because they're freezing and they don't have a proper coat to wear for the weather. So when you think of community wealth, you guys, I will start with Kelly, because Denise say I'm picking on her. So
I did not say that. Don't put words in my mouth.
So I'm gonna start with Kelly this time. Kelly, what do you like to add about community wealth?
Well, I think about financial literacy and children. That's, I know for myself, that's not something that I learned in school. And I'm gonna tell you, I didn't learn till later on in life.
Right.
It just was something that was not, to be honest, not something that really was talked about in my home. And nowadays, you know, there's kids that need to know that, you know, it's not, there's nothing wrong with going to college. I'm not saying anything like that, but to know that they can be an entrepreneur, you know, and not have to work for somebody, not have to go to school and, you know, go to college. They can literally be a business owner and, you know, whatever they choose to. So I think, and also learning about money and how important money is and how important credit is. So that's one of my things. Just like you said, Angela, you have your little thing, or big thing. We ain't nothing little about travel.
I know that's right.
But big, you know, your big dream to be able to do that. And that's what mine is to be able to teach little kids or have a program where they can learn about money at a young age. So by the time they get to teenager, they already know how to start their business. They may graduate school and go right into having a business, even if they do have a 9-to-5, or even if they do want to be a doctor, but just learning the importance of money and credit and those type of things, and maybe being a landlord or owning properties. So that's kind of like my thing that I want to develop for kids to learn.
I know listen, that just excited me. Y'all know I'm radical. I was ready to run around this room a couple laps because that just blessed me. To just the thought, like seriously, just the thought of seeing, because I can see it, I visualize, you know, I can see these children and you teaching the children, or like you said, in implementing a program in place where others can come and teach the youth about financial literacy. Listen, our adults honestly still need to learn about financial literacy, but to catch the youth while they're young and like a sponge and absorbing, that is like the perfect time. Because think about it, you guys, we were really truly taught to work for someone. It was like instilled in us, ingrained in us. We were never taught and empowered about being or becoming a business owner. Truth be told, we were taught and groomed and finessed into working for someone. Everything is a leading to that. How they treat us in school, in that institution, in that setting, they are preparing us for the workforce on how to behave properly in that environment, and how to take instruction, and how to be on time for what they say, be on time. All of that is ultimately to work for someone. And that's instilled in us, and that's why it's weird and so scary to so many adults when you introduce an opportunity to them. It's scary because it's almost unheard of, because the people that we knew and we trusted to teach us the things to prepare us for life, they weren't teaching us about that. They only kind of feared us into the fact of, you have to go to school and further your education, graduate that,
Get a good job.
and get a good job and work there for 40 plus years, amen, and worry about this pension and retiring at an age that my body might not even, amen, look the way I want it to look for vacation. The devil. No, that doesn't work for me. And then when you retire, many times people retire and end up back in line for a job because the money runs out, or it does not be sufficient to maintain their lifestyle.
They have not
Wow.
learned how to make that money residual
Wow.
where it multiplies. So
That just
those
blessed
are the
me. That
things.
really just blessed me. Sean, I gotta hear from you. Community wealth.
Community wealth, well, you guys, I am a community advocate here. I've always been an advocate, like everywhere that I show up, basically, because it's just me. It's the influencer in me,
Mhm.
and so I really believe that God just gifted me with the eye to enhance things. And especially if I could be of any type of assistance to you, to give pointers for increased strategies that will get you out there, your business out there. And so I really consider myself a referral base. If so many people call me and say, hey, if I don't know how to do it, I know where to send you. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And
Mhm.
so even in my community, the ministry that I am a part of, so we have tutoring programs, we have summer camps, we have women events, women empower events. We even have like giveaways with food and packaging, takeaways. We have Mom's Day Out where you receive the children under 12, allow mom to go and shop and things of that nature. And the kids get exposed to mindset things, increasing their motor skills, learning how to communicate, arts and crafts, and things of that nature. Just being able to introduce your community that is more, that you can think outside of the box that you're actually in right now. So, my whole thing is like, why not expose your community to change? So that's one of the things that I really try to release into our communities is change and how to enhance.
Excellent, excellent. I completely agree. I'm loving it, ladies. Again, a wealth mindset is always it's never just about you becoming wealthy. First of all, the wealth mindset, we want to be blessed, we're going to be blessed, right? But to truly be a blessing is to bless others. You have not done anything if you have not helped somebody else. You want to be able to reach back and pull somebody up with you. That's what I love about this business, is that that's exactly what we're in a position to do. If we could easily benefit off of this business, be a blessing to our families by way of booking all the travel we want to book for ourselves and others, and capitalizing off of that commission and all of that, right? But why do that when we know that we can position and be a blessing to someone else and help them, build a business and free themselves, right? Because see, a job takes your time and your freedom. You end up spending more time with your coworkers and your boss than you do with your husband or wife and children. Big facts, right? And so saying that to say, starting a business over time, as you build that business, work that business, nurture that business, it will eventually give you back more of your time, which will also lead to what? Freedom. And that's what wealthy people care a lot about: freedom. So that is very important. We're moving right along. We're almost there. We're going to talk about social wealth, then generational wealth. So first, we're going to touch on social wealth. Social wealth is, it is important to people do business with people that they know, they like, and that they trust. Okay? And so social wealth is having the ability to be a likable person. And sometimes there have been times I may not have been in a mood, so to speak, to even want to be receptive to people. And I find myself still some kind of way people, gravitate to me. That's because naturally I really am a good person and I love people. I really do have a good heart. I love helping people. And so even when I call myself trying to shut that down and I'm not gonna, talk to people, whatever the case may be. It's something still about my energy that causes, people to gravitate to me. Social wealth is just having that ability to just, I don't know, just be, you can work with all types of people because sometimes people can only work with certain particular people. But having social wealth, you have the ability, in my opinion, to be able to kind of deal with everybody. And in this, being in business for yourself, it is important to learn the different personality types. We know we do the colors training. It's important to understand the red personality versus the blue and the yellows and your greens and all of that. And so when you better understand people, and I like I said, I should have minored in sociology, you guys, because I definitely love the study of human behavior. I love sitting back, watching people, how they live, how they make the decisions they make, and all of that, what have you. And so what I would like to say to you guys is that what would you like to add to social wealth? When you think of social wealth, what is that to you? And I will start this time with Sean.
Okay. Social wealth to me is when you are actually able to, we talked about the influence
Mm-hmm.
of wealth, but when you get into social wealth, you're able to share whatever type of industry that they're actually in. You're, to me, I'll just say I have a sidebar. I have a consulting business. I'm able to go in and give strategies to this company based on the industry that they're in, and able to enhance their business physically, enhance as far as the infrastructure with the staffing, and enhance in the revenue part of it. So when I think of social is when you're able to actually go in and just actually, just increase the next person on how to do whatever it is that they're aspiring to do, but you're able to, give those tips and strategies in that area.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you. And Denise?
For me, when I think of social wealth, I think about investing in people and
Mhm.
investing in people's future. So, coming from always coming from either a travel or a health and wellness perspective, coming from a travel perspective, I think that you can invest in people and their future with your business partners, right? We coach and train people how to be travel business owners. We invest in them, we pour into them so they can build their own business and their own different resources, right? Then the
Right.
same thing with even with our clients, right? We get to know them, we invest our time and energy and expertise into them that will build out a future trip for them that they envision, right? So for me,
Right.
I'm trying to look at it from the travel perspective, but you can also tie that into with community wealth, right? If you're pouring into something, you want to give something, you want to help the babies. She want to teach the babies about economics. Y'all know, you can guess what I want to do. I want health and wellness for the babies, but I really like the ladies, right? Because the ladies the one who raised the babies, right? So for
Right.
me, I would like to invest, or I think it's easier to invest in the ladies that make the babies. They can bring the babies with them. But when we invest in people, in their lives, in their business, give them information, knowledge, and hope, and also an example of what is possible, I think to me, that speaks to that sort of type of wealth, in my opinion.
Excellent. And Kelly, would you happen to have anything to add concerning social wealth?
Just with social wealth, maybe educating people, like being able, if going back to what you said about being an influencer, if you do have a voice and an influence, actually using that to educate and plant those seeds in people that may not know, the information that you're giving them. That may be the first time they're hearing that or learning about, becoming an entrepreneur. Maybe that wasn't taught to them. So just using your influence to plant those seeds in other people. Education.
Absolutely. I agree, ladies. So we are here. We are down to our final wealth strategy. And from there, I'm going to help you guys register for our travel agent workshop. But before we get into that, let's talk about generational wealth. Generational wealth. Oh my gosh, this is a huge one. A huge one, a huge one. Generational wealth. It is imperative, you guys, that you think about generational wealth. Generational wealth is just what it says. You want to build wealth where you can leave it for generations to come. They are benefiting off of the work that you have put in, the sacrifice and effort and everything that you've done, many generations to come after you when you're long gone. Yeah, they're still reaping the benefits from that. And so what would you like to say to that, Kelly? I'll start with you because we ended with you. What would you like to add about generational wealth?
Generational wealth, like you said, about passing things down. And I think the best way to start is how we're talking about, even if you are working a job for someone else, knowing that you can build a business yourself, which you can either pass down to your kids, and that wealth will continue from them to their kids. So just, having something of your own, just like you're working for someone else and you're working their dream, you need to build one for your family.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And Deneen, would you like to add anything to generational wealth?
I mean, it's all the same. It's basic, right? Generational wealth is just like Kelly said, something that I've really, for a very long time, I was too busy surviving life to think about generational wealth, right? Because I was a single mom for a very long time. So I just wanted to raise my kid, right? And because I was never taught really about money, I really didn't have that mindset to think about. I thought that maybe I had more time than I actually do, right? And so I think that in order for the babies to be in position to take advantage of generational wealth or to build it themselves, we have to educate them, right? This is one reason why I encourage my daughters and my son to read the same books that I read. Yes, it's great for me to learn about it and put these principles in place, but the reality is I probably will leave here sooner than they will. So I want them to have the foundation for them to build their small business. So, a lot of people don't like, or they talk down a little bit about college, about while it's not necessary and it costs too much. And some of that may be true, but I think one of the biggest attributes of college is it teaches you to think, right? Too many people don't really know how to think through problems and or processes or to create strategies. All of those things are needed in order to have the foundation of what it takes to build generational wealth and then activate, right?
Yes.
You can't create a plan if you haven't been taught how to think, right?
Yes.
If most of our kids go to traditional schools, and traditional schools are not really gearing children to think, to train them how to think. They train them how to pass tests.
Yes.
And so when they get in college, a lot of students struggle because they've only
No
been
fundamentals.
right. Right. So I just think that even if I don't get the wealth that I'm looking for, it is my job to teach my babies so
Right.
they'll have the foundation. Like my 14-year-old is already thinking about, I can't wait to be 18 so I can have my own business. I wasn't thinking like that at 14. I didn't even know that was a possibility really at 14, right? They're supposed to go to a business camp this summer for that reason, to teach them about business. I want to put those seeds there now so that you can, yes, I still want you to go to college, but maybe you can work your business and be college educated,
Yes,
right?
that's
It
exactly
don't
what
have to be an either or, right? We were
Right.
taught, like you said, go to work, get a good job. For me, get a good government job with a good pension and all that foolishness, right? And if you're watching this and you have a good government job, don't come for me. Okay. Again, I served for 21 and a half years on active duty in the Air Force. That's the good government. Okay. I did that. Right. And I did, even after that, I worked for the feds. Right. So I'm not anti-government jobs. What I'm saying is it ain't the end all to be all.
No, it's
We have to teach children and even young people the foundations of wealth, teach them about money in order for them to continue to build generational wealth. Hopefully that wasn't a long tangent, but I believe that the babies are the key, because I was not thinking about this as a teenager. I wasn't really even thinking about it in my 20s. And it slowly started seeping in my 30s. You understand? So for me, I just think generational wealth is absolutely possible, but it's not possible without the foundation of education.
I agree. And like we said before, again, we're not job haters or nothing. Between getting your education and working for corporate or a good government job, whatever, what have you, those jobs, those skills that you basically take the skills from working for someone and end up implementing that for yourself. That's why when people tell me, I can't sell anything. I don't like selling stuff. But you the same one that
You
work
sell
at
every day.
Target or Walmart, and you asking me about signing up for a Target credit card. That's the
They're
same thing,
selling
Precious.
when they're
Pumpkin.
online posting their bikinis.
And they're not giving you anything for
Where you
that.
get it from? Or them
And
shoes.
I can speak to that because again I worked for Target, so I know how it goes or whatever. That 25-cent raise that you get in 12 months of working hard for selling, hey man, let's talk about it because that's real life. I lived it. Don't come for me because I can tell you very well about that. They not even trying to give you a dollar raise. I was supposed to be excited when they actually gave me a dollar raise. They actually would tell me that you should be happy. This is one of the highest raises. A dollar. I was like, get away from me, because I'm not trying to sound ungrateful, but I'm really, you want me to jump for joy after I done got all these red cards throughout the year. I done had all these people leave Walgreens pharmacy to come to Target pharmacy. Come on, somebody. And that's all you gave me. It was a dollar raise in 12 months and for an outstanding annual review. Amen. Start your business, Precious, is what we're saying. Start your business. So, with that being said, if you relate to what I just said, if that's your story right now, in 12 months, you waiting on an annual review for your raise to be less than or right at a dollar, and they want you to be happy about that. Amen. Let me tell you what to do. Go to travelagentworkshop.com. You can enter one of four options on that on your reference, either one of four sponsor codes. You may reference the sponsor code of mine. My name is Angela Stewart, the travel plug. You can reference my sponsor code as A Stewart 5K. Or you may also enter the sponsor code of Deneen, and that is Blissful Travel. Tell us, Deneen.
One
One
word.
word. There you go.
Just for travel. No space.
Sean,
Global Girl 3.
Global Girl 3. And then we have Miss Kelly over here.
Travel Diosa.
Travel Diosa, all one word. And so you can enter either any of those sponsor codes that you feel that, whichever one of us that you feel that you resonate with the most, you connected with the most. Either way, it's all love. We want you to get in that travel agent workshop and get the information though. We want you to learn about how you can start building your plan B while working your plan A. No one has told you to call off work tomorrow and fire your boss before you get your nobody, so don't say
Don't do
that
that.
because the travel plug did not tell you that. That's not what I said. This is
Not at
recorded
all.
too, so I'm gonna rewind it and play it for you. I'm gonna say it's not what I said. What I did say is still go to work tomorrow, but be excited to share with them that you have started you a travel business. Now you can book everybody travel after work. You going on vacation, Precious? I got you. Okay,
It is
or I can
summer.
help position you to
Yes,
see that it's the gift that keeps on giving. You
it
guys is
is.
what we're telling you. Get in this
Listen,
travel agent workshop. Get
yes.
your friend, that travel buddy of yours that like to travel too. Both of y'all need to be in this travel agent workshop receiving this information. It's not boring, it's valuable information. Once you started, you're gonna be addicted and hooked and not gonna want to go to bed tonight because you can be like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting, right? It really is. We sell
I don't.
recess.
It's summer. Summertime is coming up.
Tell
Don't you
them.
go? Don't you take no more summer vacations without getting a commission check for it, right? If you already going to go to Florida for summer, make sure you get your commission check. Make sure you start your business so you can get paid for that. If you about to go to Jamaica, because Jamaica is booming this year, 2023, make
Mhm.
sure that you're getting a great receipt, itinerary, and a commission check. We're going to travel smarter this year. We're not going to do the same thing we did before. The pandemic is under, for the most part, under control. So now you need to go ahead and get your coins by going to travelagentworkshop.com.
If you are going into the workplace for a job, you can go get on a plane, a train, a bus, whatever, to go travel and go somewhere and go see the world. That's real talk. Don't do that to yourself. Don't go into work to go work a job, but you too afraid to go do something for yourself, to go enjoy life, go enjoy the fruits of your labor. Don't do it because of any sickness or illness or what have you go around. Wash your hands, keep your distance. It'll be okay. Amen. Amen. We all traveled during the thick of that the pandemic, and we
Amen.
still here. Just wash your hands, keep your distance, and listen.
And cover your mouth.
Travel. Let's do
Cover your
this.
mouth.
Cover your mouth.
Yes, I'm serious. So you'll be just fine. TravelAgentWorkshop.com. Again, enter sponsor code A Stewart 5K or Blissful Travel, all one word, or Global Girl 3, all together. And then you can either enter Travel Diosa, all one word. Either one of those sponsor codes will gain you access to the Travel Agent Workshop. You'll be able to receive all the information on what we do, how we get paid, and how you can get paid too in travel. Again, we're here every day, Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're here every Sunday afternoon, you guys. Mark your calendars to set the alarm now. Every Sunday we are here before you live, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And what does that make that? 1 p.m. Pacific Time. Mark your
Girl, do that
calendar, set
math.
your
Do that
alarm.
math.
Yeah, I had to real quick. I saw that. But
That
but
came from counting commission checks.
yeah.
Do it real fast.
Yes, indeed. So we thank you guys for listening, joining us. Don't forget to comment below #live. If you're catching us on replay, be sure to put #replay. Tag your friends, share the video, you guys. Help somebody because somebody is going to be blessed by this information. Somebody didn't even know that it was all these many different forms of wealth out here, right? And so this video is going to help someone. Until next time, you guys take care of yourself and each other. See you guys later.